Recently, California Task Force 6 Riverside hosted the Canine Search Specialist School for the FEMA Urban Search and Rescue program. It's a national program that has 28 task forces here in the nation that provides rescue services in a disaster or a major event. These were new canine handlers who came out here to Riverside, and we were educating and instructing them on how to apply their search skills in the real event or disaster event.
Today was a buildup of all the skills that we've worked on throughout the week, and it was a mock deployment exercise, given limited information, and we had to operate like we were operating at a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. So we had rubble piles to search, large areas to search, structures to search, multiple collapses.
Riverside is recognized as a center of excellence for training new canine handlers, and so we're able to host quite regularly here and bring teams in, and we're able to make this area much like a disaster for them. We have buildings, we have below grade searches, we have confined space searches, and then we bring in experienced canine handlers such as myself. We've done it for many years, and we instruct them on the ability and how they're going to work with their canine in the field when the disaster happens and they're doing it on the real thing and not just a training or a certification.
The Riverside staff and the accommodations and the instructors, they were top notch. They gave us great information, wealth of knowledge. Positive note, they're a very senior crew, been in the game a long time, been to a lot of high profile incidents, Oklahoma City, World Trade Center, major incidents where they really brought good information to the table and the knowledge that they gave us.
We also are coming along with our years of experience behind them and giving some what we know is real world experience. We add the pressure, we create the hard problem, but then we're right behind them, in step with them, to be able to help them make good decisions and help them to really have a good, successful search with their dog during the practical.
This was a great experience. I recommend if I'll bring it back to my task force and the members of the FDNY. If we have the opportunity to take it, without a doubt, I would definitely take it. The instructors were great. It was great. So it was a good experience overall.